So, Corey, I know you've written an article on who stays and who goes from Joe Woods' defense. Take us through that and just kind of thoughts on the defense and how it might look going forward.
Yeah, so there are a few players who just logistically can't go salary cap wise, like Denzel Ward. He's coming back. One, because they just gave him an extension and it would be extremely expensive to and hamper them in future years to get rid of him. So a guy like Denzel Ward, he's coming back. A guy like Myles Garrett, of course, is coming back. I think Perrion Winfrey might be the only defensive tackle who comes back. I would be open to Taven Bryan if it were in a rotational role because I think he has shown some things over the past few weeks. I don't think he should start. I think he should be, an obvious passing down situation, rotational player. And I think, there's room to bring him back. The linebacker room is where it gets messy. Sione Takitaki's suffering an ACL injury in a contract year at the back end of a contract year. We saw that with Olivier Vernon and Tack McKinley as well. And the Browns didn't re-sign either of those players because they didn't have any guarantees they'd be ready to play football again that next year. So the linebacker room gets rough because, again, Anthony Walker is also on a one-year deal. I think Anthony Walker, one, it being a torn quad, and two, it being in week 3, I think there's a chance Anthony Walker can come back, and especially when you consider the strong locker room presence that Anthony Walker is considered to be. If the Browns are going to go through so much transition on defense, I think you have to have a guy like that back in the room. Defensive ends, Jadeveon Clowney's probably, and Chase Winovich probably not coming back, but Isaiah Thomas, Alex Wright have continued to show you some things that give you some confidence. You still either need to go get another vet, and again, that could be Clowney. We'll see if he wants to come back, if Watson has that kind of pool with him, or, you need to draft one probably on day 2. Secondary, I think, is pretty firmly all coming back. Ward, Newsom's coming back. AJ Green is an exclusive rights free agent, which means the Browns have priority to re-sign him if they want to. And they love their corner depth, so I think he's coming back. Greedy's not. It would be shocking to see him come back, especially with Emerson and Green taking all of his defensive snaps and him being a healthy scratch. And in the safety room, I have a hard time finding a pathway where John Johnson returns, given the out in his contract, given that the Browns can save nearly $10 million by cutting him this offseason based on what they've seen out of him in 2 years in a Browns helmet. But outside of that, I think Grant Delpit's going to get that 4th year of his contract in Cleveland. You can't overhaul your entire safety room, I don't think. And he's shown a lot in the run game. He's still got to refine some stuff as in coverage, but I think he's done enough to where you say Grant Delpit can come back. But there are overall a lot of spots that can be turned over on this defense.